good? This is Endless Space 2 Awakening, and we are playing as the Fireborn Guardians of the Galaxy, the Unfallen. In our last episode, we basically took over a ton of UE space, kind of got a handle on everything that was going on. We're very close to having our democracy back. We've got a couple new systems. Everything is kind of rolling back out in our favor. I'm willing to bet if we check our score, we're doing much better now. Oh yeah. Yeah. We were at the bottom for a very long time because the UE was keeping us from expanding, but as it is right now, we are very close to the top. I think the only ones ahead of us really are the Vaulters, and actually the UC is too, but that's okay because we're going to crush them eventually. Maybe. I mean, I like being cool with our allies. I'm not going to pick on them unless we have to, but at the same time, they kind of dragged us into a giant galactic war that we didn't want to be part of, so that's a problem. Okay, we're gonna attack these guys, they're gonna retreat, it's no big deal. Yep, bye. Oh, wow, they retreated to no effect. We managed to just kill them anyway. Not gonna complain about that. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, that's UC, okay. I was like, if that's the Nakalim right there, we're gonna have a problem, but it's not. It's the UC. We're fine with that. UC are our allies, at least for now. So if we come over here to Tylus now, we could start an invasion there. The problem is, I don't want to leave this system undefended right now, because Nihal is in a fragile state, so is Perseus, and this is kind of a choke point. We want to make sure we stay there, so until we have another fleet to kind of move in on Tylus, we're not going to do it. Here we will have a new fleet to come after Tylus very, very soon, but at this exact moment we do not, and we're probably going to upgrade the pirate borders that we have here as well, along with combining some of the pirate borders from this system. In fact, what we should do here is probably, well, we'll wait until we're making more dust. We'll wait until we're making more dust, because we really just don't have the dust right now. But in the meantime, what I'd like to do... come on, thing. Just let me do that. That's what we wanted. We create a pirate border fleet and send it up here to Gistrid so that it can hang out with the other pirate borders, and then when we have the money, we will upgrade all of these and get the whole thing going. That'll be our newest version of the pirate boarding ship, which will have double boarding pods, I believe, and that's probably about it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's just double boarding pods and then extra manpower deployment, with the hopes that we will deploy more manpower, do more manpower damage per second, and just take over all the ships. That would be lovely. Hey, it's political party time, folks. We are going to push all of our official support behind the pacifist party here. We would love to get our happiness and dust generation laws back. That would be great. It does look like the militarists are even or greater in many systems, though. But because we are now a democracy, we can have multiple parties. So this is going to end out in our favor no matter how it comes down. Lovely. I can live with this. Jingoist Joy Bill gives us happiness for every major faction we're at war with, which is a lot right now, and we also have the advantage of being able to use our pacifist laws. So, yeah, this is great. Totally fine with this. We've got some governor skills that are kicking in now because of our new parties. This is perfect. Tylus has been successfully hacked. Show me Tylus. Yes, we know that force law is active. New event, a million things I haven't done. Conflict has broken out between two of your trusted advisors. Two war heroes, once dearest friends, have nearly come to blows over the management of the Industrial Party. They trade insults in the press and don't print retractions. One, a young upstart who has made enemies and allies with his decisive decision-making, argues the party should adopt more taxes and tariffs in order to regulate the Empire's debts. The other, a fine negotiator but dedicated opportunist, cautions against bold action and worries about the government's relationship with large businesses and foreign empires if such acts are taken. Their argument is as much personal as it is professional. Which advisor you back will have plenty of ammo to throw at the other as their rivalry continues. Okay, so if we back the upstart, 20% of our food is converted into dust, and we greatly increase our industrialist political ideology. If we back the opportunist, we get better trade system values. I'm gonna back the upstart. I don't think that taxation is a bad thing, especially when we're converting food into dust. Although, if we do that, it does actually affect the amount of food that is converted into production as well. So it has a further reaching impact than one might suspect. So perhaps the opportunist is better? The opportunist's motives may consistently disgust you, but there is reason in his words you might favor him on this occasion. The upstart believes for the longest time this only way to rise... I'm gonna go with the upstart, mainly because we generate so much food. We generate so much food right now. Look at that. That just put our dust pause. Are you... I don't know what... Zelovus, all I can say is this. Whatever they've been giving you, whatever they've been slipping into your tea, you gotta stop, man. You gotta stop. You need help, Zelovis. You need help. Nobody can talk to you when you're like this. Okay, Tylus has been successfully hacked. We can create a backdoor. We can embed a sleeper. I'd actually rather embed a sleeper here. The reason for that is that if we embed a sleeper, we should be able to come in and look and see what they have here, which is nothing. This system is ripe for the taking. At least nothing is docked. They may actually have some stealth ships there that we can't see, but other than that, that system seems ripe for the taking. There's really nothing there to stop us from coming in. Now, this is a fleet commander here, so we want to be careful about what we pick, and I'm probably just going to take damage. Damage seems like a good deal. Yeah, damage is a good deal. Saya Saltcliffe is one of our favorite military leaders because of some of the nice bonuses that the Hisho have. Let's see, what do we have going on Perseus here? Everything seems fine. I guess it's just telling us we gain pop, that's fine. We want to gain pop, good job. Okay, production continues on all of our systems, which is lovely. Quantized economics is done, which means we now have access to both careful sweeping and atemporal finance. Atemporal finance means that we need to go around to our planets and see which ones do not have. I am such a spaz for not seeing this before. This is so much easier of a way to do this. So atemporal finance here gives us additional dust on sterols. So we definitely want that. Now, I tried holding down Alt to move that to the top of the queue. I don't think that correctly worked. I have my Alt and my Control switched on my keyboard, though, so sometimes that causes problems. It's because I work on a Mac at work, so to keep the sort of behavior consistent, I swap the two of them around. ESO, it did not put it at the top either. It did put it second to the top when I held down the Control key. That's interesting. Is that the correct key, then? For me, at least. Hold the Control key down, and will that... Nope, that time it appeared at the bottom. Okay. Trying to figure this out. I'm also not sure that little trick of holding down the key actually works from this screen the same way that it does when you normally queue stuff. Doesn't seem to, but that's okay. We can always just manage our queue from here anyway. It is nice to be able to do that and build these improvements on our sterile systems as we'd like. This is already in queue, I believe. Yes, it is. Let's go here. This is a sterile system that is currently running that improvement, which is not what we want. So we're going to go to Gistrid here because we can't change one that's already got one from that menu, apparently. So we're going to go here and change this to atemporal finance, which is fine. And do that. And come back to this map, or menu rather. Or was I wrong? Was the button there and I just didn't see it? The button is there and I just didn't. I am such a spaz, guys. I swear it wasn't there when we looked, though. I really do. Oh, I was on that. That's why. Okay. I am a spaz. I have to get better about using system management. If you're playing late games and your games are just running long, system management screen is absolutely vital. It's one of those things that will vastly decrease the amount of time it takes you to operate your empire. I'm just not great at using it. Like, that's just the flat-out truth. I am not the best at using it. Fertile here would give us more food, which is more production, so we will switch that over as well, primarily because we are building super biofuel there right now. Okay, so here we have temperates, that's all good. Technically, temperates should be more food, right? No, fertiles is more food. I get those mixed up because the initial improvement uses temperate and fertile both, for pretty much all the improvements, I think. Even production is set like that. But yeah, you get what I mean, guys. You play the game, you know. Okay. Moving forward here, gas temperate, gas hot, those are fine. This is a sterile, so we're going to go ahead and put atemporal finance in queue here. Now, in a system like this... There we go. See, I clicked there and I expected to see the menu up there. I'm just being a spaz today, guys. I'm sorry. I apparently needed more coffee. Let's see. Hot is done, sterile is done. We haven't colonized this, so once that's colonized, we will need to add that on, though. This is a sterile, so we're going to go atemporal finance here. Come over here and make sure that we move that to the top of the queue, because it is going to be a relatively short build. We'll come over here. Another hot sterile here. So in this case, because it's hot, we would actually rather have the production bonus there. Same here. Yeah. Production, then dust. Production, then dust. That is our priority. So we look here, not a lot going on. We are preparing to bring these fleets sort of forward and back into the battle. Oh yeah. Yeah. One more turn and this PB should be done. I mean, honestly, we could... I'm not going to upgrade everything here because that's actually really dangerous. We could potentially mess something up. What I am going to do, though... No, I'll leave him there for one more turn. I'll leave him there for one more turn, and then we'll pop him out. So that guy seems to be done. Everything seems good here. Let's just go ahead and end our turn. We do have hacking operations left unassigned. Oh, because we just finished that hack on Tylus now. That's a very good point. So here, hacking from Nihal to Altair is not necessarily a bad idea. The big concern comes when those hacks actually land on the capitals. So right now they're in transit time. If they don't get detected out of the system they originate from, in this case, Shaddai, initially, I think that they're fine until they hit that next system and then there's a chance they get tracked. I can't say for sure, but I've honestly never had a system get traced from starting a hack from it like that. So what we'd like to be able to do is put some accelerators on here, but in order to do that, we would have to get rid of Encrypt on Nakos, which might actually be okay. I think that's fine. Let's just pull Encrypt off Nakos right now. That'll give us a little bit more bandwidth to play with, and with that additional bandwidth, we should be able to establish an accelerator on either Arcturus or on the capital of the UE. Now, I'm going to go for Arcturus here first, and the reason for that is because this hack will arrive at Arcturus and begin the system hack before the hack arrives at Altair. So my hope is that it'll speed this one up, complete this hack, and then we can use the accelerator on Altair as well, potentially stealing 2 different technologies in short time. Now, we do need to go past our other laws here, because we have finally gotten our parties back. Trusted Broker is okay, but not great right now. Make Love Not War is pretty good. Where are we? No, we don't need it. My Precious is lovely. We love that. We'll take all that additional luxury resources and dust. Fair Trade Bill is also lovely here. Additional Fidzy just for being in an alliance. I like that a lot. Lower fleet costs is interesting. It'll allow us to produce ships faster. But Spoils of War is honestly better. And Us versus Them is a great little happiness booster, but we have no need for it. So what I'm going to do is go Spoils of War here. We do have 2 more slots, so we can still go lower fleet costs. We can still go Trusted Broker. We could also go for some of these neutral laws. And New Colony is also a potentially good law. Additional food on new colonies that we settle is actually pretty decent for bursting out our pop relatively quickly, but I think we may get more out of some of these neutral laws at this point. Super Tax Act is actually a very good law for us. Because we have so much happiness, I'm going to pass it and see what that does to our happiness. We're still devoted ecstatic everywhere. It does nothing. We basically pay nothing to gain something, which is all win all the time. Is there anything else that will allow us to trade happiness for resources? Because I would absolutely love that. There is not. Oh, there is. When you take Cram Act here, that actually might be a more sizable happiness hit, though, to be honest. And we're already losing, it looks like, a little bit of influence per turn, so we may need to build some influence buildings now to kind of counteract all the things that we're running law-wise. Not a problem, though. We can build Body Language Institute here. That'll be a very easy way to fix that. Also build that for some more dust, build that for some more science. Lots of things that we can build here. Once Super Biofuel finishes in Sylphy, it'll be producing stuff at a rate that is almost unimaginable. We will have so much production there, it's insane. Body Language is a possibility in other places as well, but we are shy on antimatter to build that. So what I'm going to do is bounce around and see if there's a couple of other systems that could build things like National Museum. This is perfect. Let's go ahead and throw that in queue somewhere around there. I think that's fine. Infinite Supermarket's less useful here, but National Museum is a nice little pickup. We kind of want to go with slightly more developed systems, though, so let's do this. Let's sort based on production, because that's the easiest way to tell who's developed. Let's go with National Museum here. We'll do it... do it right here, because we can get it out in one turn there. Here, they already seem to have the National Museum, so no problem there. This one is another system that we may want to rush it. There we go. That'll be out relatively soon. I think just those will probably help counteract our slight influence loss here. But even if it doesn't, we have so much influence accrued at this point that it really doesn't matter all that much. We could go snatch up Pleone while we're at it, but I really don't see the point. Pleone isn't a great system. Unfallen population boost has ended. We may need to turn that back on just to keep Nakos afloat. I don't know why Nakos... I wonder if they're still... No, they're fine on food now. Cool. Thanks. I appreciate the help. Fast Rixos population we already dealt with. Yeah, we're not having problems on food on Nakos at all anymore. So I don't know what that was about. I really don't, but it's all good now. That's what matters. Here we're gonna... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Do we not have the option to fix our... That's kind of weird. Select an action. Can't remove Aurora Waves there, even though we have an icon to do it. Also can't remove permanent monsoons there. Oh, because it's already in queue. That's why. Postless population boost has ended. That's fine. Gone, gone, gone. Good morning, BB. Okay, so Varamoxa has leveled up here. What we're going to do is give him that. A little bit more influence generation here is perfect. Could also go for more production. I think that might actually be better. Although, in this case, we are at a slight deficit on influence. Let's go with that. Let's go with that so that we can maintain our laws without many concerns. Imminent victory. The Alliance, Chorus of Alliance Sentience is close to victory supremacy. Is that us? The Chorus of Aligned Sentience. Is that our alliance here? Guess we go check here. Oh no, that's them. Oh, the UE just joined that alliance. Okay. That's a problem. That is a big problem. I was unaware that you could have 4 people in an alliance. I thought the cap was 3. I also think that it's ridiculous that they would even bring the UE in, but alright. You make bad decisions, you win bad prizes. Everybody's gonna burn now. You brought the UE in, they are our mortal enemies. Mistakes were made by your entire alliance. Here comes the pain. Let's see if... I wish there was a way that we could, like, break up their alliance.
Speak. I will...
I can't end this war now until the UE is gone. That's essentially what they've just done. I can't end this war until we've annihilated the UE. Or until we've taken them down to one system. That's what they've done with this alliance. That's what position they've put us in. Alright, you guys are free to make your own mistakes. That's entirely your choice. We're gonna keep killing civilian ships from the UE. We're gonna, frankly, keep shooting all of you. The fact that they're close to a supremacy victory does concern me, though. Although, if I'm not mistaken, supremacy is the one where you control all of the capitals, right? So they've still got to take every one of our capitals, which is not going to happen. Hostile trace was detected on Arcturus. It'll take us exactly 2 turns to finish there. It should take them 2.5 in theory to get to Shaddai, so it depends on if it rounds up or down. The real likelihood here is that we're going to... Oh, you joined with our nation, yet ignored us in time of need. We wonder if you're capable of acting with honor. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what you have to say either. We're not trucing. You brought the UE in. You're a fool. Anyways, I think our hack here will finish at the same time they get the trace, which is fine by me, because that will allow us to steal technology from them, and then they're going to be really salty. Because they were salty we didn't come defend their systems, they're going to be even more salty now. Not only are we not defending their systems, we're also stealing their technology because we don't like them, frankly. Let's go ahead and see what other technologies we can get here. Geo-industrial is really, really nice. Yeah, we're going to get these so that we can get access to Quadronix and also... Quadronix and also Orichalix. Orichalcix. There we go, Orichalcix. Trying to pronounce that right, alright? I know that everybody's... Well, not everybody, but I know Resilence, I think, was on, like, the pronunciation of it. I'm just used to other games where they call it Orichalix. Oh, nice, 1,200 dust there. So the UE is, like, single-handedly subsidizing our war against them just by sending constant civilian ships into fire. I don't have a problem with that, though. Honestly, I appreciate the help. It's very kind of them. Very kind of them. So we've got boarding parties ready to go now. Boarding parties ready to go now here. I believe our ship should all be healed up here. This is close. I'm just going to heal it. I'm tired of waiting. I'm just going to heal it. I'm going to break it out. We're going to want as many of these pirate boarding ships as we can have. We'll also want some of our pirate cruisers, though, and the reason for that is because they actually provide defense for the boarding pods, which is very important as well. So I'm going to upgrade this, pop it out, move it into the fleet. We have room for roughly 1 more ship. I'd like that to be a pirate cruiser here, but we don't have any available, which is kind of annoying. I think there are a couple over here, though, that we can bring over. It just means we're going to have to wait a second for those to get here. Unless, and this is probably the better option, I'm going to bring those over. I could have put a fleet commander on there, but I did not. We have 21k available. We should probably go buy another hero. The question is, which heroes would we like? We would like a Hisho hero if there's any available. We do not see any, though. Oh, speaking of that, Anna Thomas, I did see your idea that we could always build the Academy Embassy. I think we actually did that in the last episode. I can't remember for sure. But yeah, the Academy Embassy is interesting. It'll give us more heroes, but it doesn't necessarily give us a higher rate of getting Hisho heroes. So at the same time, it's not like necessarily a guaranteed win. This is a Seeker that has a top-tier industrial skill, which is not something I'm interested in. Hey, look at that. That is like a Basrixos, that's awesome. Basrixos Overseer. So this is actually very useful on him. Oh yeah. Yeah, we like that guy. We'll probably pick him up. He's 18k right now, but we can afford that. Could also take a Lumeris hero here, but the Lumeris heroes are not governors, and we like them as governors, preferably. This is another... Is this still a primitive? Yeah, this is still considered a primitive. So yeah, we're going to go here. We're going to pick up this Basrixo guy. He is an Overseer with Industrialist, and he is a primitive, which has pretty decent N-tier governor skills. Now, we do need to put him on a system, though, for him to actually be valuable to us. And I think what we'll probably do is put him on Herolium so that he can build things and level up and also be part of a highly industrial system. Lovely. Does he have skill points to assign? He does indeed. So we can go with food here. I mean, either way we're getting food. So we'll just do food there. Food's not a problem for him. Lovely. Let's see. You guys are almost ready to go out. We do just need a couple more pirate cruisers, which are en route to you right now. It's going to take them 3 turns to get there, which is unfortunate. Oh, it's because I didn't upgrade them with engines yet. I should have upgraded them beforehand. So what we can do, though, is we can have them land here and then upgrade them with engines. That's probably a better idea. And then over here we have our quick scan unit, just hanging out, just, you know, waiting for the opportunity. Very soon we are going to be sending a fleet over to Tylus. They are building defenses here, but it's taking them enough turns to build them that it's not that much of a concern. Yeah, that's really not a concern. And they are battleships, so if we do fight them and win, we get to take their battleships home, which is really nice. Actually, I like that a lot. Some pirates hanging out on Libra. I believe those are quest pirates. They're just not doing anything, which is fine. Okay. I think that's everything for this turn. Time to end it. Let's see what happens. Man, this galactic war, like we are reenacting World War II in space right now. We literally have the galaxy split in half. And we're on the smaller half, which is not exactly a good thing. Altair has begun the trace. That is less fortunate. It will take us 4 turns to complete. It'll take them 2.5 to get back to Nihal here. So there is a very real chance that we will fail this hack. It is something for us to keep an eye on. Herolium has been compromised, which is likely our own allies hacking us, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. We're also hacking our own allies, so you can't complain when you're doing it to them, right? Like, yeah, we're hacking the Hisho, it'll be fine. Sylphie has finished producing some very awesome things, and I think at this point we may just be better off starting in on our carriers. So let's go look at those. The Hirkin here. We're going to make a new carrier, though. We're going to call this the... What do we call this? The Great Club. I like that. I like that. It's a giant tree, guys. It's the Great Club from Dark Souls. And we'll go with Forest class because that is our carrier. Now, if we look at our slot layout here, we only have 2 support modules, which is crazy to me. Like, I would expect more, but that's fine. We're gonna go double engines here, as we always do, especially with the ram scoops, because that'll give us some nice movement. Now we have defenses here. Since these are carriers, we can consider using some of our higher grade resources here. Question is that actually even better? Oh yeah, that's better. The projectile defense is actually lower, but the health gain is also lower. But it scales. See, that makes it hard to tell. Let's put this module on here and see. 3200, 520. Yeah, so this is actually not better. The only thing it really does is give more fleet XP. So, no need to do that in that case. This is potentially better. Oh yeah. This is actually a lot better, but it does require antimatter, which we have in small numbers. So using that is kind of risky, but it does give us some ship evasion there, which would be really, really nice. I guess we'll do that. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. It is going to make these... No, we're not. It'll make these too expensive for us to mass produce them, and we have a ton of production, which means mass producing them is an option. So I really don't like that. And I know there's going to be people that are like, but you should use your strategics. We just don't have enough antimatter coming in right now. If we get some more antimatter flowing in, I'd be glad to do that. Okay, so this is tough, right? So we only have 3 weapon slots, which is nuts. I don't know how we only have 3 weapon slots. I feel like we need the upgrade for this ship for it to be very usable. In that case, bombers are potentially useful here, but if we do 2 squads of bombers, then we have nothing to deal with the fighters. So I think we have to split like that, and then weapon-wise, we basically just have 1 slot. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we do have some very, very powerful weapons that we can select from for that slot. Like, we could go Heart's Hammers here, and stay at long range with our ship and just have a really high critical chance. I think that's actually a reasonable thing to do. These are 6 CP, we have 23 currently, so we're just shy of being able to field 4 of these at once. And that's if we just do a fleet with these. We could also put some support ships in there and some other things to help round it out a little better. But for right now, I think this is probably the best we're going to be able to do with this. I think what we want to do for sure, though, is we want to... Oh! No. No. You don't get a truce now. You brought the UE into your alliance. You made a horrible, horrible mistake. And it's going to cost all of you, but you'll learn that in time. So we're going to put that right there. It'll be done in 4 turns. That'll give us more slots on our carriers, which is important, because our carriers, by default, do not have slots that are very... beneficial, in my opinion. Like, it's an okay slot layout, but I would much, much rather have a better one. And I think, other than that, we'll make some more pirate borders here. Some of these PB3s, and we're just going to produce them, because we can print them out relatively quickly. Okay, that should be good. Quick scan here. It is a lot, like, I like the idea of building empty holes and then upgrading them with dust, but unless you're generating an absorbently ridiculous amount of dust, it's a lot of micromanaging to justify it. I don't feel like that's something I'll probably use all that much. Like I said, unless I'm generating like 20k dust a turn, at that point you're like, whatever. It's worth the micromanagement because I have all these resources to burn. But we're not that flush on dust right now, so it's just not beneficial to us. Could send our scanner down there just to make sure there's no invisible ships on that node. But there's no point right now. Are you for real? That is a beefy boy they're sending down. That is a beefy boy. He's actually gonna do quite a bit of damage to us. Problem is, his defenses are basically non-existent. What's his range profile like? Okay, this is how not to make a military behemoth. Do not make it short range with no defenses. Because you have to remember, they only get to send that behemoth in. He's not going to have any other flotillas, so there'll be no flotilla bonus. We will have a flotilla bonus. We will also have the ability to hit him from a longer range than he can accurately hit us at. And he has almost no defenses. At least all of his defenses are in projectiles, which is good. But the reality here is we're probably going to shred him really badly. And since this is our system, if we really wanted to, like, let me show you how you really shred someone badly. Okay, he's dead now. That was fun while it lasted, but he's dead now. I mean, honestly, we don't even need to update the others. We can leave them. We can just leave them, but he's dead now. And the reason he's dead now is because we have the option as the defenders to just retrofit our ships to whatever he has no defenses against. So while he is closing distance to try to do that massive amount of damage he can do at medium and close range, we will destroy him with lasers and beams that have high crit rates. Like, it basically isn't even a fight. It's kind of silly. In the meantime, while we're at it, let's see what other things we can grab here. 30% dodge chance at long range, 15% at medium. That's pretty interesting. Plus 70% damage bonus on critical hit on weapon modules, plus 30% damage bonus when allied ships destroyed on ships. So the Fewer the Proud is something that we've been wanting to integrate for a while. We can definitely take that over power to shields, I feel like. Get lucky is really nice here, but it will force us to go closer in range than we want to. It could absolutely melt him too, though. So it's worth looking at. I do feel like we need to keep one long-range strategy viable, though. And the most long-range strategy we have is prudent positions, but that's not very effective for reasons we've already seen. So maybe we do keep power to shields here. I don't want to get rid of take trophies. We need another tactics slot. That's what we need. But for right now, the fewer the proud is really nice. Oh, I feel like get lucky here is also just really important, but we don't need it at the moment. And get lucky is something that might benefit more from medium range ships anyway. Because the problem with this is that our fleets are going to look to stay at medium range, and we don't want that. We want them to stay at long range. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. And check around real quick, make sure everybody is set up the way they need to be set up. They are. And end our turn here. So hopefully next turn we're going to have a real big brawl with that military behemoth that's coming in. However, we did just technically run out of time. So I'm gonna see if he makes it in time for us to fight him, and if he does, then cool, we'll do it real quick. And if not, then whatever. So this, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's our allies right there that we just succeeded at hacking into the main system of. We have 10k here. I'm not sure how much they've donated, so I don't know if it's worth it to just throw our money in here and see what we get. But the idea of the enemies having the Spear of Isyander is kind of a terrifying one, so we might do it. We might just try to come out of nowhere and throw dust into it. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. We could even go with this and just make a lot of money here, because I think that's going to happen. So let's try this. Let's go with... You're strongest at medium range, so we're going to put you here. All of my long-range guys I want over on this wing, where they can stay at long range, get their damage in, and not care. Although this unit is just as effective at any range, so we could put them there. I think that's fine, so that we don't end up putting all of our units in one particular range. Although, it is starting to look like that's the majority of our long-range units. So let's just do that. Let's put all of our long-range units over here. The one risk we run is not being able to hit this, but this does need to get in close to be able to do damage, so I don't think that's going to be a problem we run into. Yeah, I think this is fine right here. Although I am more tempted to go like that, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Let's watch this. This will probably be the last thing we do this episode, which is fine. I'm excited, though, because we're probably going to take this thing home, and it'll be hilarious. We're going to blow up their big, expensive ship. We're going to get paid for it. It's going to be great. We're not even going to skip to the action on this one, guys. We're going to enjoy the slow cruising. Look at the phalanges on the the Unfallen tree ships. They actually wag in space, which is kind of great. It's almost funny because, like, it could be part of the propulsion system, right? They're just wagging their way through space. That's funny. Okay. Closing into range here. Oh, firing begins. Firing begins, and I wonder if they're even able to fire on us yet. They're probably not. Like, that's the other thing, too, is even if you select to go into medium range, you start firing at the range that your weapons are effective, right? Well, I mean, technically you start firing at even long range, so either way, we're still firing while our weapons are effective, and theirs aren't. And yeah, we're closing distance, they're going to get more effective as we close in, but in the meantime, we're just damaging them, and they're not really hitting us and technically able to answer, even. Lots of nice damage coming in here. It's the one thing I will say is it's hard to tell how damaged the ships are. Like, when it starts to smoke, that'll be a good sign. But right now, I don't think our ships are exploding, which is the main thing here because this is a rather large, high-damage ship. Oh, hero ship gonna pop there? Maybe? No, we're taking some hit. Oh, there goes our hero ship. Our hero ship has popped. Effectively gone is our hero ship. That's fine. I believe they were in one of the medium-range wings. And if there's one ship you want to blow up and take damage, it's your hero ship because it will recover as long as the entire fleet isn't wiped out. Now, here, it does make me a little... Oh, I just saw a big explosion. Look at... Yeah, that's the explosion of their behemoth. We win. It's kind of sad that we didn't get to see the behemoth explode there. But the only thing we lost was... Oh, that wasn't even our hero ship. That was just some random scout ship that was somehow tied up in all of this. sorry little guy, you got popped, but on the upside, we did kill their military behemoth. We got 1600 dust, 1200 science. They basically just, this is the UE right now. We really hate you, we want to blow you up, take our money. Okay, thank you. Continue to fund our war effort, please. Please do. Debris shifting or drifting silently, whatever. It doesn't matter. We just got another anomaly on the system that we captured from them by blowing up a very large, expensive military ship that they gave us, and now we get to kill one of their civilian ships for 900 dust too. So, keep funding our war effort, UE. We very much appreciate it. We would not be able to continue blowing up all of your ships if you didn't pay us so much to do it. Let's go ahead and scan this down. What do we get here? Just some Hyperium. Okay. I'm okay with that. A little bit of extra Hyperium is never going to be a bad thing. And now we were looking at this. So I'll do this real quick. No. If I do this, we're going to end up doing a whole nother term. We're already 5 minutes over. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!